Live from the Pines, your favorite East Texas sports podcast, coming at you live tonight. I don't know what it was, but it hit me in the chest. It's probably that saucer from Alisco's, but how are you guys doing tonight?
Well, Jalen, I'm agitated. I'm angry. I'm upset. I wake up with the shakes this morning. Dry January is coming.
World.
Put a smile on my face.
I don't know why I did dry January.
You just told me you had a drink the other day.
That was one time. I had one beer. I had one beer, which is basically sober January for me.
So you were sober last Saturday or Friday?
I did
absolutely not.
Before God and everybody, I did not have a drink.
Rest in peace, your $2,000.
What? $2,000.
Manning had a bet on Texas.
He had a future on him.
He had a future Texas winning the Natty for $2,000. But before we get started talking about the Texas game, big shout out to our guy, Coach Ralph Thomas. If you're listening right now, you go follow him, support Mesquite football. That man is about to go do something great in Mesquite. Shout out to you. Live from the Pines will always support and follow you guys. If you don't know his backstory, go read about him. He put a little article out about his journey and everything he's done. Congratulations! That's a big opportunity for you and your family and the kids in Mesquite, the community. Y'all be lucky. Y'all are getting a good one. We really wanted him. Here in Lufkin.
I wish the hometown guy could have came home, but maybe at a different time. But it's a good opportunity for him up there.
You have a coach yet?
No.
The coaching search is still going.
Yes.
Maybe. Hey, my name's in the hat. Maybe.
There's a lot of coaches. There's a lot of coaches out there that I don't want to get that job, but
I'm not one of them.
You're number one on that list because
I wouldn't call toss left at the 2-yard line. I'll tell you that.
We'll get to that.
I know who would.
We'll get to all that, but be on the lookout tomorrow for tomorrow's show. It's going to be a great one, but everybody's ready to talk about College Bowl. Show. Is it Thursday? It's tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yeah. I think.
What about tomorrow?
I thought it was tomorrow. Is it tomorrow?
What's tomorrow?
Ralph's coming. We're gonna do that interview with Ralph.
You didn't tell me when.
Yeah, I did. I told you.
Did you know about this?
You don't tell me that.
We were literally sitting at that board meeting talking. I told you about it.
Oh, you guys at the board meeting?
He's on the board too. Me. He's on the education board also.
Whoa. How are both of you on the education board?
Education Foundation Board. Okay.
Foundation, that's a different word.
Yeah.
What foundation are y'all representing?
The Education Foundation. It's what they're calling it. Yeah.
2 scholars over here, AR test and
that's probably the reason that teachers got put under review.
You gotta start at a young age getting these kids ready, in life, and education's a big part of it. I spent a lot of time going in classrooms and teaching with junior achievement, and I care about the future of education in Lufkin ISD.
Yeah, Jalen was in the Lufkin High School library every day after school.
Hey, let me tell you something. Athletics is not everything. Education comes first.
That's why it's student in front of the athlete.
I got a question for y'all. Did y'all ever once check out a book from the library at Lufkin High School?
No comment.
Yes, because I had.
I think the only time I went in, the 2 times I only went in there is when I went to get that shot. We had to get to go to college, and we had to go sign up on. You don't remember we had to take that
college? Did you have to go? What?
You don't remember we had to take that shot to go to college?
Were you not vaccinated?
Yeah, I went to the doctor or something.
What do you mean I'm not vaccinated?
You talking? Is it meningitis?
Meningitis and all that shit.
We had to take that to go to college, didn't we?
I thought we were.
I thought it was like a TB
for that. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh. I don't know. They gave me a shot, and I damn near ran from the needle. That's all I remember. And then I went in there before I went to college to go sign that paperwork and stuff that you got to have to go to college, whatever. But let's talk about the Cotton Bowl.
All right, let's get, everybody's here to
Season's
hear
over. It's a done deal. No more college football for us. It's done.
We still got a game.
Yeah, big game.
We already played the national championship.
No, you didn't.
They didn't.
That was the national championship.
I think technically it's called the semifinal.
That was the national championship.
Jay, when you're digging a
it
hole.
was like 20 million people watching that game.
Who cares? It's the semifinal.
It
didn't get there. That's like saying that Diddy didn't do anything. What are you talking about? What?
He's saying, like, I'm not saying like we made the national championship. I'm saying like that's the two best teams playing against each other.
Okay, so what was your argument going into this? Do the games not matter?
No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying that was the biggest game right there. Like, I want Notre Dame to win a national championship. I want Marcus Freeman to go get him a national championship. I want that. I just don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive into it.
It's a simple deal.
I think we can all agree the game was a really good game. It came down to the last 2 minutes of the game.
The Penn State Notre Dame game?
No, the Cotton Bowl.
Oh.
We'll get to that in a minute. I do have something to say about that.
We already talked about that last week if you'd have been on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I would have probably picked Notre Dame. Because
we predicted the game. We didn't react to it yet.
We recorded Friday.
No,
it was Wednesday, I think.
Yeah. So be aggressive with someone else.
What are you talking about? I said
be passive aggressive with someone else. You don't even know the facts.
You got to stop working out. This is getting to your head. Like, we know you're strong and you're swole now. You take protein and creatine. Like, you're dangerous. We get it. But you got to calm down. We are not.
He's feeling ornery.
All right, David, what was your takeaway from it?
I guess I'll start with the first half. First drive, Ohio State just marches the ball down our throat and just punches one in. And I was like, oh, shit, this could get sideways really quickly. Offensively, we could not get anything going in the first half. Couldn't run the ball. I mean, we got a couple of first downs, moved the ball fairly well to like the 30 to the 25. We chose to go for it, didn't get it. Gave the ball. I mean, we got bailed out by a couple of penalties on Ohio State that I think were well warranted. There were some holds. There were some other penalties. But Quinn Ewers, I mean, he didn't turn the ball over in the first half.
He played a great game.
But he stepped into a lot of sacks. And when I say that, I mean he drops back in the pocket, then he steps up in the pocket right into the sack. Offensively, could not get anything going. The defense was able to keep us in the game, got a lot of stops. Finally, we were able to punch one in with, I can't remember. I think it was like 35 seconds left. I mean, good ball over to the left side, Jaden Blue. And then the abomination of a defensive play call happens. 30 seconds left. I mean, they're going to try to run a draw play or a screen play to try to pick up some yards and kind of assess based off that play what they're going to do next. If they get a chunk play like the 50, call a timeout, throw another pass, try to get in field goal range, make it 10-7. But what do? I think we sent 5. I know Jalen Gilbo blitzed. We leave Travion Henderson wide open in the flat, and he finds a hole and runs for a touchdown. Kills all the momentum we had, tying the game up 7-7 when Ohio State wasn't moving the ball. I mean, totally just a demoralizing play to have happen to you before half. With Ohio State getting the ball back, I really thought they were going to make it 21-7. I did not think we were going to come back down from 2 scores. But, I mean, again, the defense played lights out. That was the best defense I've seen us play in probably 15 years. To slow down Ohio State, to have Jeremiah Smith only have 3 yards.
He had 1 reception.
Emeka Ibuka had under 50 yards. Carnell Tate, was able to hurt us through the air. And then we tied the game again. The defense continues to play. In the fourth quarter, we started to kind of lean on Ohio State a little bit. We were able to get some good solid run plays going, move the ball. And then ultimately we just kept stopping Ohio State, kept getting stops, and then we marched down the field, or they marched down the field, had that long 4th down run with Will Howard. They punched it in with, I believe it was Judkins.
Was that holding?
On the
Right
Was it
tackle.
the right tackle. I don't know. There were,
Wait, what were you saying last week, Jalen?
I'm just asking a question, Pods. I didn't say the ref was wrong or anything. I said, was it holding?
You questioned what the call was.
I'm asking a question. Was it holding? Yes or no?
Exactly. You were.
Was it holding? Yes or no? Was it holding?
No, because it wasn't called on the field. You said you take what the refs call.
Well, hold on. That penalty on Gunnar Helm was BS.
Okay.
That was bullshit.
Know the situation.
He's going to spin it to where it wasn't.
Know the situation. You're down 2 scores.
Wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. The ref is right next to you.
He was just pointing for first down.
He was pointing right at the guy's face.
He was pointing at Caleb down, so he just threw out.
No, he pointed right down at him.
You never got to get a first down like that before. You don't know what it's like.
And you have?
Do you have an Xbox? Do you have NCAA? Okay.
Let me wrap it up. My take. We were down 7. Get it down to the goal line. I believe it was 2nd or 3rd and goal. We got a PI in the end zone, moves it to the 1. We get stuffed on first down. And I've been thinking about this for a while. I know what Jalen's about to say. Pitch it outside because they're going to crash the middle. Get it outside the tackles.
If it works, it's a great play. If it doesn't work, everybody hates it.
Let me finish, damn it.
God, leave.
I hate the idea of tossing the ball 4 or 5 yards back, and then you run the risk of them crashing, like getting penetration on the outside, and then you get dropped for a 6-yard loss.
I saw something where it was like 6 to 8 yards back from like
6 to 8 yards, but it was a big loss of yardage. Yeah. I don't have a problem with going outside, but I mean the outside zone had been working all 4th quarter. I mean, run something where you're not tossing the ball back for 3 or 4 yards, then trying to get that back on the run. I mean, run like a sweep or something out. I mean, I don't understand.
What about bringing Arch in the game?
Well, I think Arch Manning had a concussion after that hit that he took.
I saw that too. I didn't know if that was true or not, but you bring Arch in, you ran that play with Gunnar Helm lined up at quarterback, snapped it through his legs. What if we just give the ball to Gunnar Helm right there, maybe?
Go in the I formation and give it to Vernon Broughton. Give it to a defensive tackle or do a QB sneak and have 2 defensive tackles in the backfield and just push him in.
How many times has Quinn actually been under center?
I mean, there's certain packages. I mean, I don't know if he's ever. That's a good question, Trey.
That's the thing. I mean, you got in that big a situation, put the kid
bring Arch in the game.
He hasn't been in. Like, you got to think about it. Running that pitch play is, one thing, but when you're already in the shotgun, you're 4 yards behind the ball. That tailback's going to wind out on the toss, so he's
and then that safety is going to come off the the safety and the linebackers are going to over. I mean, it's just.
But if you're
playing man, you're keying off the guy that's taking his team run backwards. You're crashing down anyway.
If you get that one block and the play works, we're not talking about.
Well, we didn't get that one block.
I don't know if it was just
sit here and say, "Well, Sark game."
I'd love to live in your if la la land that you're in. But you watched the football game.
Everybody's saying, "Well, Sark's just a horrible play caller."
He's not. No one is. It was a terrible play call.
You go read Twitter. You go read everybody. You hear what everybody's saying. He needs to hand over play calling. It's just too much for him. He's not calling great plays anymore.
Sark is not a horrible play caller. He makes bad decisions in critical moments in the red zone. Look at the Washington game last year. Look at the OU game last year. Look at this Ohio State game. I mean, look at what he did in Arizona State, throwing the ball with 5.5 minutes left instead of trying to run clock and get a first down. I mean, I think it's just situational awareness. I mean, I would rather them have tried to pound it up the middle again than to run that play.
I hope Quinn had a concussion, not Quinn, Arch, because you had the success in the one try you had earlier in the game on that fourth.
That's why I think he did have a concussion. I think if he wasn't concussed, I absolutely think you would have seen Arch Manning do like a quarterback power.
I saw something that was like,
I don't know
Sark wanted to give him that moment, like, or not take away from Quinn like that, and like give Arch the tying moment.
Bullshit.
That's what I think in the back of his mind. He's going to ride with his guy. The same thing. The big mistake. You throw an interception down, up with 5 minutes left. Like, you think, oh, my, redshirt junior
The 1
quarterback
yard
sitting
line.
there.
Right.
He's got to make a good decision. I have all the faith in the world in him, and then he throws a terrible ball that gets picked off in the Arizona State game. And so, like, I don't think you want to pull away from the moment and just basically on the safety blanket that is Arch that's going to get you 2 yards, and kind of because I think it is the narrative Quinn Ewers going, if that run goes in, y'all win that football game. I don't know. I don't know how Quinn is feeling in Austin, Texas right now, getting ready for a national championship game, because like he might have already taken the Miami money after that game, because there's no way Arch comes in. Yeah, if he would have not played, he would have taken Carson Beck's money.
What?
Wait, what?
The Miami money?
What Miami money?
Miami was in every starting quarterback's ear saying, "We'll pay you so much money to come here." And Carson Beck was the first one to commit.
I don't think Quinn Ewers would go to Miami.
There's tampering everywhere. But what I'm saying is, if Quinn comes out of the game, Arch comes in, scores that touchdown, I don't see how you just up the mix, put him in there, and then eventually there's no reason for him to not be there.
I mean, it's 1 yard for the season. I think you do whatever you can to get that 1 yard. I mean, it's not like putting Arch in is saying that he's the better quarterback. It's a specific package to get short yardage gains. I mean, and if we punch that in, I mean, the way the defense was playing, I think there's a real chance we get a stop and get the ball back with probably under a minute 15 left and a chance to go try to kick a field goal. But, and like I was saying, I mean, we lose yardage, then third down, I think it was incomplete pass. And then we all know what happened on fourth, the roll left. And then Gunnar Helm was actually turning around on a curl, and Quinn's throwing it, but Jack Sawyer beat him there. And then, picks the ball up and rumbles down the goal for a touchdown. And it was a very demoralizing way to end the season, knowing that the defense was the best defense we've had since 2009 when Colt McCoy played, and to come into the preseason thinking that the offense was going to be even better than 2023, and it was, for a large part of the season, was very inept and not very fluid and not able to score 35, 40, 50 points. To have an elite defense like that, and to wasted, for a lack of a better word, by the lack of continuity with the offense, it's a hard way to end the season. But
at the end of the day, you can't take away anything from this season. Texas had a great football season. They finished top 4 in the country, made it to the semifinals, made it to the SEC championship game.
They played in the national championship game.
How many teams didn't play in a playoff game, Pods?
Huh? What?
How many teams didn't play in a playoff game? A lot.
A lot. You played in the national championship without playing in the national championship.
At the end of the day, you can't take away from what these kids accomplished. They made it all the way to a semifinals game. It's a hard thing to do in college football. So, it's easy to talk, but you got to look at the statistics.
I have a question for all of you. What was the worst call, the toss play or the screenplay before half?
Screenplay wasn't that bad. I mean, they just
toss play.
Defensively, I think that's just, you have to. What'd that comment say?
No, we're not putting that up there.
Oh,
yeah, it doesn't need to be up there.
You wanted them to play prevent or something?
I mean, we definitely had 3 deep. I'm just saying, I think we sent 5 or 6.
Sent 4. I just watched the video. You
dropped
the
list. I just don't understand how they're going to call a screen or something quick, try to get some chunk yardage, and you just let that happen. With 30 seconds left
in the game, you don't know they're gonna draw. Run a draw play there. You just don't, and you don't know they're gonna actually run a screen.
And that was
chunk yardage. That's hope. That's 2 plays they could run, but you don't know for sure that they're gonna run one of those 2 plays.
That was right after y'all tied it up after it being 7-0 for most of the
7-0. We tied it up with under a minute left, and then we give up that play, and it just takes all the wind out of our sails. It was demoralizing.
the way the game started too. What is that?
Jonte Cook's leaving Washington.
Is that true? I saw a rumor today.
On 3 just posted it.
Yeah, he just can't get right. But the way the game started, Ohio State stopped y'all and they scored. I thought they were going to go up 14-0, and they kept kind of just shooting themselves in the foot with penalties and like 2 or 3 drives in a row. Like they would get to the 50-yard line and they would get like offsides or something. I'm like, they're missing opportunities here to go up. And then once y'all kept stopping them, they kind of got stagnant on offense there for a while.
Yes.
And then y'all came back and scored, and y'all had the momentum. And then, like David was saying, to the first play out of the next drive that they took the screen back.
Yeah.
That kind of was just like a shot in the.
You're showing a 5-man front. They drop. Hold on. They bring
those offensive linemen got out there and went to block and like.
They bring 4. They called a safety blitz, or kind of a nickel blitz. Sorry, I think he came.
Number 3, Jalen Gilbo runs right past Travion Henderson.
Yeah, well, that's. I mean, it's a blitz play for him. The middle's got to get all the way out there, but they're calling us. Yeah, I mean, it was well faked. That guy's coming downhill, and then there's just. Yeah.
They probably thought he was going to try to do a deep throw and didn't want him to sit back there, but.
I mean,
they didn't play. You didn't play 3 high. You were in 2 high, and it was just kind of.
I'm of the opinion you rush 3, and you have 4 linebackers like 15 yards deep, and then you have the deep secondary.
What, it was like 30 seconds left, 40 seconds left.
You're not running a prevent there. He can't throw it to the end zone. You're trying to get something deep. You play the sidelines, keep them in bounds, make them use a timeout. If they have to complete, they have to go 40 yards to get in the field goal range. So you play too deep.
I'd rather do that than do what we did. I mean,
yeah.
What did they have, like 30 seconds left when they got the ball?
Yeah.
Like
29. 40 seconds left. And I can't remember the timeout situation, but.
They had 2 timeouts, 29 seconds left.
And then he came out and threw a pick the first drive of the second half, and I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Howard looks a little rattled.
But to your point, Cole, like Ohio, we got the ball first, and we got we drove all the way down the field, then we went for it and didn't get it. And then they marched down the field and score. And I'm like, here we go. Like they're about to, just Jeremiah Smith, Ibuka, Cornell Tate us to death. And they kept shooting themselves in the foot. They had some holds. They had false.
They had Travion Henderson punch that guy.
Yeah, he headbutted Alex January. What a thug. Hey, don't be headbutting my D tackles.
I think he punched him.
But
yeah, that was like right when they were about to get in the red zone or field goal range too.
Yeah.
Like I said, at the end of the day, Texas still had a great season. Y'all can all kiss Texas's ass. Quinn Ewers is a GOAT.
No,
he
not.
deserves.
No, he's not.
Yes,
no,
he
he's not.
is.
No, he's not.
He won a Big 12
He's not even a top 5 player at Texas. Like, what are we talking about?
I think he's undervalued by the Texas fans. Like they were wanting him out fucking half of the fucking season.
Yes,
I think that's kind of bullshit. Like
he had a great career at the University of Texas, Trey.
He's on the Mount Rushmore of Texas quarterbacks.
Okay, Texas quarterback.
Yeah, he's not the GOAT. Vince Young is the GOAT.
He's not top 5 in the players at Texas. Like you've got Earl Campbell, you've got Vince Young, you've got Colt McCoy, you've got Ricky Williams. Like he's not in the top 5 of Texas players.
It's kind of wingman.
I get
ball nowhere
Rushmore of quarterbacks because
Cooper Knight.
I can't.
Cooper Knight. I will bet you whatever you want that Quinn Ewers is drafted before the 6th round.
Yeah, this quarterback class is
college athletes cannot gamble.
True.
Who said he was an athlete?
Cooper Knight is a college athlete.
I'm just messing with you.
No, so one thing I want to address real quick, and I'm tired of people saying this.
Oh God.
Texas was DBU this year.
Shut the fuck up.
Wait, Janae Barron won the Thorpe Award.
Michael Taft.
I can pull up the text where somebody was in our group chat saying, Notre Dame secondary is probably the best in the country.
They are the best in the country.
Oh.
In my opinion, they are the best secondary. Yes, they have the best individual quarterback.
You can't be DBU for a year. You're either DBU or you're not.
Texas
TBU
has
like
the best secondary in college football this year.
that's your opinion, but
It's not. It's facts.
how's it
Okay,
facts?
where are the stats?
John Hebert, Michael Tapp, Malik Muhammad.
Where are the facts?
Where are the facts? You're just naming people.
I have facts.
What are the facts?
That's an individual award. So
We were a top 3 pass defense in the country.
Okay, so not the best.
We had the Dolphins.
I didn't say we were. I didn't say.
I know, but someone in the corner of the screen did.
So who had a better secondary?
Hold on.
Two people, obviously, because you're number
Who?
3.
Say it. Who do you think had the best secondary?
Notre Dame.
Who else? You said 2.
Because he said 3.
Who's the second one?
I don't know.
just go and get A&M fucking name out your mouth.
Yeah. Hey, all he's worried about is them.
God damn.
Sit on your boat, count the stars, and you're out of the playoff.
I'm gonna go to deep. I'm gonna go to defensive, total defense, scoring defense. Well, no, that's not indicative. Notre Dame is the number 2. We had the number 4. I need to go to pass defense.
What did Notre Dame have?
We'll post it later. Penn State, Notre Dame. Shout out to the Fighting Irish going to the national championship game. Congratulations to Marcus Freeman and his team. I think Notre Dame has a good chance to win the national championship.
They definitely got a chance. I mean,
we were tied for first in interceptions at 22 with BYU. Notre Dame had
S&P
19
plus rankings, defense. Ohio State had number 1, Ole Miss number 2, Texas is number 3.
Notre Dame had the second-ranked passing defense in the country behind Ohio State.
Are we 3 or 4?
Y'all are 4, 5, 6, 7 in yards per game.
That's yards per game.
In passing, what else do you go by?
I can't find pass defense. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Two elite secondaries. I think we'll agree on that. But
yeah, I'll agree on that.
The Notre Dame Penn State game.
That was a great game too.
I don't
know how Penn State lost that game.
I took Notre Dame because I
Drew Allar
and James Franklin, and he kind of James Franklin all over himself.
Big game, James.
And then he throws Penn State got the ball back, if I remember correctly, with like a minute left, and then they throw a pick, and you see the writing on the wall that Notre Dame's about to just move the ball a little bit, call a couple of timeouts, get in field goal range, and walk off field goal, and that's exactly what happened. And James Franklin now is like 2-20 against top 5 teams.
I think he's less. I don't think he's beat 2 of them.
I thought I heard he was like 1-15 or something.
Yeah.
With that one win being over Ohio State like 8 years ago,
probably.
Because I don't think he's ever beaten Michigan.
He's 1-15.
Yeah, 1-15. He's 1-18 overall in his career against teams in the AP poll.
So that's just ranked teams.
To be fair, he's before that. But.
He's 4-19 against top 10 teams.
It just says against top 5 teams. He's 1-18 in his career. 1-15 at Penn State.
I mean,
yeah.
And that one win was, I think, against Ohio State that one year when they blocked a field goal and returned it. It was kind of a fluky win.
Somebody said that Marcus Freeman has more top 5 wins than James Franklin does in the past 2 weeks in his whole career or something.
Penn State's defense is the real deal.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State always has a really good defense usually.
And those 2 running backs they have are really the real deal.
And they're coming back.
They're both coming back.
Their defensive coordinator just took the Clemson job.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
We're talking about coaches. Who is Sark beat? Other than Alabama.
He beat Saban. We ended Saban. I mean, I think
that's what I'm saying. Other than Alabama, he hasn't. Y'all have Alabama's number.
We put Nick Saban in a locker in his own house, and he hasn't. He had to quit. He had to quit after that.
He beat Mike Elko.
Beat Mike Elko.
He built Billy Napier.
Beat Billy Napier.
He beat
year one.
Who else did he beat? He beat Sharon Moore. He
beat Stoops.
He's beaten Venables twice. He's beaten Gundy. He's beaten.
What's the answer you're looking for? Because I know it's something behind this. What's the answer you're looking for?
Nothing.
Let's talk about who's he really played except Kirby.
Kalen DeBoer.
Ryan Day.
Kalen DeBoer. Ryan Day.
Who has he played against Kirby? Because he lost against Kirby, now he loses against Ryan Day. What's your point there? I'm just asking. Because how many ranked wins does he have? Against top 10 teams. He beat Alabama twice, right?
We beat Alabama last year, and then we lost by 1 in 2022. But in Sark's been here 4 years. You asked how many top 5 teams has he beaten?
No, Sarkisian he has not had any top 10 wins. That doesn't make sense. He beat Saban.
Yeah. But to kind of put some context, there's not very many top 10 teams in his 2 years we were in the Big 12.
Yeah. That's genuinely why I'm asking. I see
I got a question for y'all.
8-17 in 25 games against ranked teams
throughout his career.
I think that's what it says.
Well, he was drunk for most of those, so we'll give him a pass.
I got a question for y'all. Who do y'all have winning the SEC next year?
I don't know. There's a lot of time till now. You never know. The transfer portal, so much shit can change.
It's going to be really good.
I'll say it right now. I'll say it right now. I think Florida could really make a run. I could just see them getting hot. Georgia, I don't know what to think of Georgia with Gunnar Stockton. I don't know. I just don't. It's way too early.
I think they're going to be good. I think Georgia's going to be really good too.
Yeah, they'll be good. I don't know.
I think South Carolina is going to be damn good, and Ole Miss is going to reload. I think they take a step back without having
Jackson Dart and all them. Walter Nolan.
But I think probably the 3 odds-on betting favorites is probably going to be Texas, and then probably behind that South Carolina, Florida, and then probably LSU, then Bama, Georgia, LSU. Just because none of them are returning quarterbacks. Is Nussmeier coming back?
Nussmeier's coming back.
So then LSU, it'd probably go Texas, LSU then. I didn't think Nussmeier was coming back. Texas, LSU, South Carolina, Florida, kind of even odds there, and then drop to Georgia, Bama, which is going to be weird to see. But Bama's going to have a new quarterback. Georgia's going to have Gunnar Stockton. Granted, they reload every year, but it's the new face of college football. Everybody's pretty.
Yeah, and
Diego Pavia.
Who?
Diego Pavia.
What about Auburn?
They don't have the horses. I just don't have any faith in Hugh Freeze.
Jackson Arnold goes to Auburn.
How many games did Hugh Freeze win last year?
8?
5 or 6.
5?
They went 5 and 7 this year. Are you talking about last year? Yeah, they went 5 and 7.
Let's see. So they lost to Bama by 2 touchdowns. Let's see.
That doesn't give us their record. Just say the record.
I'm very sure they went 5 and 7.
They went 5 and 7 because I don't think they went to a bowl game.
Yeah, they didn't go to a bowl game.
They lost to Auburn. They lost to Arkansas.
We get it. You're going to play
Auburn lost to Auburn?
They lost to OU, which is
they lost to Arkansas, and they lost to OU.
Yeah, they choked away that. Oh, God.
You think Vandy's going to be good next year?
No. They'll be a 7-5 team.
Make another bowl game.
They're not going to be an SEC title contender.
They're going to beat somebody they shouldn't again. That'll happen.
I could see them beating Tennessee or beating.
I forgot about Tennessee. But then
I don't know.
Nico just didn't. Nico was supposed to be really good, and it never really.
They got some pretty big hype when they beat Oklahoma, and they were kind
he had some flashes, but there just wasn't anything that struck me as like he's going to have that Hendon Hooker year.
It was like you put the keys in the car, you turn, and the engine's trying to turn over, and it never turns over.
Cole, do y'all play Florida at home next year?
Yeah, everything flips.
I didn't know if y'all played them at home this year. I couldn't remember.
I want to go to Gainesville next year. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know where I'd fly into. Jacksonville, maybe Tallahassee.
Probably Orlando.
I don't know. Florida's supposed to be really good next year.
They're going to be good.
All right. Should we do the national title preview?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about the upcoming seasons for a little more,
The upcoming season.
Some of the national championship.
His team's out. He doesn't want to talk about anything but.
No, I'm ready to talk about that shit. I'm just looking at.
Get Quinn Ewers' balls out of your mouth and let's.
No, I'm just saying. I'm reading something right now. There's a lot of big games next year close to us.
Cool.
We can go watch Florida play.
We have all summer to talk about it.
We go watch Florida play A&M.
We have all summer to talk about it.
Yeah, but we got to plan this stuff ahead of time, knowing how you travel.
Anyway, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Martin Luther King Day. I believe Ohio State opened as a minus 9.5 point favorite. I think that's the biggest national title. No, that's not true.
Alabama was Notre Dame.
Alabama was a 2-touchdown favorite over Notre Dame about 13 years ago. But I think that's the second biggest national title spread of our lifetimes. And I'm
minus 8 now.
I'll tell you what, Cole. I'm going to take Ohio State to cover.
That's a good. I mean, 8 points is a lot. I think Notre Dame, huh?
It's 9.
It's on 8 at ESPN. It opened at 9.5. Now it's at 8, according to this.
Oh.
I think Notre Dame has a shot with that defense, but I think Ohio State pulls away in like the fourth quarter a little bit. I think Riley Leonard isn't going to be able to throw that much. He hadn't been able to throw great all season, but versus that Ohio State defense, I don't know if they're going to be able to run as willingly as they have been. And I got Ohio State like winning by like 10 points. But
I think,
depends what Will Howard shows up. If Oregon Will Howard shows up, yeah, but if the Will Howard that played last game, I think Notre Dame had a shot.
I don't know. I mean, we as a country and we as friends like to make fun of Notre Dame because, they don't really play anybody throughout the regular season because they're independent. I mean, then they go and beat Penn State. I think a large consensus of the nation was probably thinking Penn State would win fairly easily.
I picked Notre Dame.
I thought Penn State. I thought they were very similar teams. I thought Penn State just had better dudes on it and could move the ball a little bit better.
Yeah, and Penn State was running the ball down their throat from what I remember. I think Ohio State has too much talent. This is going to be the most talented team that Notre Dame's faced all year, probably within the last couple of years. I think Ohio State's going to out-talent them and play a clean game. And I don't see Notre Dame scoring. I don't see Notre Dame scoring 28 points. I think it's going to be like 35-20.
Yeah. The over-under is at 45.5 right now.
45? That's pretty low. I mean, so they think it. I mean, if it's 8-point spread, they think it's like 27-17-ish.
Yeah,
that's about right. I mean,
I could see that, to be honest.
So based on the spread and the over/under, it's 27. They think that Ohio State's only going to score like 27 points. I mean, granted, they scored 28 against Texas, but it took them.
I mean, Notre Dame has a really good defense, but I think Notre Dame's offense isn't going to be able to do enough, and they're just going to get wore down.
Like I said, I think they have too much talent. I think it's too much to defend against Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins and Emeka Ibuka and Jeremiah Smith and Cornell Tate. And, I mean, I think
I got a pet peeve of this game too. This doesn't have to do anything with the matchups. Is why is this always played on a Monday?
Yeah, I agree.
Is viewerships? They want to get all the views and they don't want to compete.
You don't want to throw it up there on a Sunday night football against a Sunday night football game. It just
not Sunday. I mean, like
Saturday.
I kind of like it on a Monday though, because you get all the good NFL football during the weekend, then you get to watch, a college football game on a Monday.
Yeah, this late in the year, you have playoff games on Saturday. Like the Texans are going to play 3:30 on Saturday.
Wait, on Monday. I don't know. I mean, it's always been like that.
You have more playoff games on Sunday. The NFL is going to dominate the weekend. They're showing that the NFL is going to dominate whatever TV slate there is. Just like the NBA thought they had Christmas for a while.
You think more people are going to watch a playoff game, one single playoff game in the NFL than the national championship?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you not seen like TV rankings and viewership numbers? Like the first 15 is always random football games. Like anytime the Cowboys play like the Giants or the Eagles on Thanksgiving Day, there's going to be 30 million people watching. It's going to be the highest rated game of the year.
I mean, Cowboys and stuff like that, but I just like as a whole.
It's still playoff games. There's going to be more people watching that than there are going to be watching the national.
One thing I've learned about
the game is like usually 10 to 15 most watched sporting event in the U.S. and the next 10 are all NFL football games.
One thing I've learned a lot about like being up when I've like been up north like last few years around this time of the year, a lot of people up north don't watch college football like we watch college football.
No, and that's why the SEC is the best conference in the world.
Yeah, people like you'd be surprised how many people that live up north. I'm talking like Penn State, like heavy Penn State area, heavy Ohio, not Ohio State, but heavy like Northeast teams. Like they give two shits about college football. They love the NFL. And it's shocking because everybody here loves both. And I don't know if it's just because, I don't know.
Because the Northeast is much more condensed, and there's more NFL teams. You have the Patriots in Boston. You have the Jets, the Giants, the Steelers, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Browns. They're all very condensed together.
Yeah. Also, the population is more dense up there. Like, there's just more people to watch those games.
Yeah. But, Trey, what do you think about the national title?
I think it's going to be a really good game. I mean, I think Ohio State, the offensive side of the ball, just has too much talent to get beat. They've gotten beat, but at this point, they just look too good. I don't know. What's the line at?
8 and a half. Over under
45.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to go over because I feel like that'd be a more entertaining game, but I feel like it's the under and Ohio State covers. Like Ohio State, Notre Dame, Riley Leonard's a lot more mobile and going to be able to give them a little different look than whatever Quinn could ever do. And so he throws some balls that aren't great, and Ohio State's secondary is still very good. Not quite Notre Dame's, but
what concerns me a little bit is what if Ryan Day pulls a Ryan Day?
That's the problem.
What if he pulls in Michigan?
That's what I've been kind of waiting on him to. Like, they've been playing so well this playoff. I was just kind of waiting on the game for him to lay an egg.
Just to,
They kind of did that in spurts against us.
I thought they were, to be honest, because they just went dead and y'all were coming back. And I was like, they tie it up. They got all the momentum if they tie this up. And I don't know. It's kind of. I don't want to say lucked out of it, but
I really want Notre Dame to win. I really do, because I hate Ohio State. They're just.
Are we still going to Columbus next year?
I've always not liked Notre Dame because they don't play anybody. They always drop them to be good, and then they get slaughtered in the national championship game against Alabama, and I've always felt like frauds. Marcus Freeman is hard not to like, which is probably good for them because think about who their coach used to be.
And he's
playing. Brian Kelly was definitely there. I would be root for Ohio State.
He's playing against his alma mater too.
Yeah, that's another big thing. I mean, it's a great story. It's going to be a great game. I wish I could hate Notre Dame more than I can at the moment because Marcus Freeman is too likable. But I still think.
What does it say about Brian Kelly that Marcus Freeman has gotten Notre Dame this far?
Yeah, Brian Kelly's excuse to go to LSU is he said, I can't win, a national championship at Notre Dame.
And here we are.
I can't get over the hump, and then they're there.
Yeah.
I mean, Brian Kelly lost to Bama, and he lost to Clemson, and he lost to.
Did he make a playoff in like one of the first ones? Didn't he?
The first one was like Michigan State, Bama.
No, they made it in 2020.
Yeah, Notre Dame they got crushed by Bama, and then they lost to Clemson the year that Trevor Lawrence won the national title.
Yeah,
I think it's only 2, maybe.
I think it's 2.
Yeah,
but they got throttled in that. That was like the last BCS one, wasn't it?
Well, and then the BCS game, which was just, I think the whole country knew what was about to happen.
Actually, I mean, there's podcast clips of AJ McCarron and ex-players on that one dude's podcast that was like some random assistant on the special teams. That was just like everybody was watching film and we were watching these guys and we were like, how did they get this far? Like they're so bad.
That's why I like the playoff. It kind of eliminates those teams.
Well,
and if we didn't have this playoff like that, 8 or 12 teams like Notre Dame and Ohio State wouldn't even have made the Final Four.
And we were talking after the NIU loss, like how can you put a 11-1 Notre Dame team who lost NIU in the playoff or in the regular season?
Yeah.
Well, in a 14 playoff, they're probably in there, but they're close to being out.
Well, in a 14 playoff this year, you would have had.
Well, they don't have the automatic bid, so it's
in a 14 playoff this year. You would have had Oregon. You would have had
Georgia,
Ohio State.
What was the final playoff ranking? Let me see.
Texas would have been out. Boise State. I think Boise State would have made it.
Yeah, they're undefeated. The last one was Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Penn State. Notre Dame was 5.
Georgia had 2 losses, but they won the SEC. So in a 4-team, you would have had the debate about a 2-loss SEC champion Georgia or a 2-loss Boise State with Ashton Genty.
Wait, you got Indiana too. Indiana was sitting there with 1 loss.
1-loss Indiana, 2-loss Penn State.
And that's why I love this shit, because you ain't got to hear about all that. We were left out.
But you're still gonna hear it when teams make it that people don't think deserve to make it.
Well, I mean, look at Alabama.
Yeah, but then you have them if they didn't make it with the 14.
It happened with Indiana. It happened with SMU. But you can't don't lose to Oklahoma. Don't lose to Vanderbilt. You shouldn't lose those games and you're in. You have no recourse to argue. I get
it. Lost to Illinois.
Yeah, but that's it. That's it.
1 loss.
That's 1 loss.
That's not losing to OU, Vandy, and
you have these teams like Boise State, Indiana, SMU that wouldn't have made it, and you'd have heard about it all off season, like won all the games and all this stuff. But now they actually went on the field and got beat. And they can't say nothing.
Tennessee was the other.
Boise State had a great, that would have been an all-time argument. You lose by 3 to the number 1 team in the country. You win your conference. You blow out everybody else. And then somehow you miss out on the playoff. And then you're sitting there, you're like, oh, how do you rank Notre Dame over us? They didn't play anybody, and they got beat by NIU. Yeah. We got beat by the number 1 team in the country.
So it would have in a 4-team, it would have been Oregon, undefeated.
Georgia.
I don't think Georgia gets in.
Georgia's in it, no doubt. They
were ranked number 2.
Yeah, they're ranked number 2 in the
last poll. They were ranked number 2
in a 4. So you would have an undefeated Oregon. You have a 1-loss Ohio. No,
2-loss Georgia.
You have a 2-loss Ohio State.
Georgia definitely is getting in.
You don't. I forget they lost to Michigan. So Ohio State would have been out.
Yeah, I think you have Oregon, Georgia, Indiana, and then probably and then the argument is Notre Dame and Boise State.
You got to get
and Penn State.
I don't know if Georgia's. I mean, you put it. That would be the first time a 2-loss team would ever have made the 4-team playoff.
They won the
Alabama.
SEC though.
No,
Alabama.
I don't think so. They've had a 2-loss team make it.
Yeah.
Bama did it last year.
Yeah.
Bama
They've had a couple times.
they lost one game last year. They lost to Texas, then they ran the table.
No, they lost to. There's been a 2-loss SEC team that's made it. I thought.
I don't think a 2-loss team has ever made the 4-team playoff.
Texas
Well,
last year.
We had one loss last year.
This is final ranking. Oh, that's AP. They changed it up. Hold on. Where's the CFP rank? Why did they not have that there? There we go.
I got it right here. Oh, it's got the final losses on there. So
22. Let's see.
I think it would have been Oregon, no question.
Oh, it'd have been Oregon. Yes, Georgia.
yeah, they won.
I don't know.
You can't leave the SEC champion out.
Yeah, nah.
Because in the 14,
that's the argument. There, you have a 2-loss SEC champion. You have a team who lost by 3 points to the number 1 team in the country that ran the table.
11 everybody Indiana with a weak strength.
And then you have Indiana with 1 loss. Yeah.
Then it gets into the whole: do losses matter more than strength of schedule, or vice versa? I mean, it would have been a cluster.
Cluster.
It would have been bad.
Very. We could have gotten a really shitty game out of it too.
What do you mean?
Having Indiana and or Penn State or Boise State in there?
That'd probably been a damn good football game.
Like Indiana versus
Indiana and Oregon.
I thought you said Indiana versus Notre Dame. I mean Indiana versus. I thought you said Indiana versus Boise State. I'm sorry.
No, like that probably would have been a fun game. Yeah, there hasn't been a 2-loss team that got in the playoff. So there's no way.
I don't know. I'm of the opinion that it would have. I think you would have. Shit, it's hard to think about.
I know.
Good thing we don't.
Yeah, it's a great thing we do. I'm glad we sell this on the field, and
I think it's going to be great when we get to 16 teams and then we reseed them.
I think they should keep it at 12 and then just get rid of the auto bids.
What if we did?
Don't do the auto bids for conference champions. Do it for the top 4 actual seeds.
What if we did
I
something
agree.
what the NFL does?
That's
What?
16 teams.
16. Yeah.
That'd be the same thing, basically. Well, I'm talking about I'm talking about a wild card game and all that.
Well, you'd have to do like divisions.
I mean, wild card games don't really matter. It's the same thing as having a playoff game. Like
you'd have your conference champions, then you'd have I mean, the at-larges would just be based on the rankings and.
Yeah, the NFL, when they expanded it, they just went to, instead of having 2 byes for the top 2 seeds, it's 1 bye for the number 1 seed, and then everybody else plays. And then every time you win, you get reseeded. And so,
something I wanted to ask everybody. So for the 2025 football season, what if Arch Manning doesn't pan out?
I mean, what is that? What do you mean by not?
You got to think about it. Everybody has all this hype behind him already.
that's the problem. If Arch isn't God, he's gonna.
That's what we were talking about the other night. That's what I'm saying. Like, what if he's not what everybody thinks he's gonna be?
What does not panning out mean? Like, what do you mean?
It's basically natty or bust for him.
Yeah. What are the expectations for him?
I don't think it's natty or bust.
I mean, he can still play well, not win natty as a team.
Yeah, like, he's going to play. Like, he's going to have a great season for people to cut him any slack.
I think if he's not a Heisman finalist, people are going to be angry somehow.
Yeah, the T-shirt fans will. I don't know. Of course, they're all up in his jock, right? I mean, it's.
Does Deion Sanders get the Cowboys job?
If he's offered, he will.
I hope so, but I don't think so.
I don't think he wants to deal with Jerry. I wouldn't want to deal with Jerry. He can do everything he wants.
How hard that is.
He can do anything and everything he wants.
I don't think he would say no to it, though. I don't know how you say no to that.
Could you imagine being Cooper Rush with $500K sitting on the line, and this motherfucker tells me I'm not starting tonight?
Well, I mean, he's drafting Shador if he goes there.
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. That's crazy.
Did y'all see that?
Jerry didn't know.
How do you not know? You're the GM.
I mean, I don't think he remembers every.
I'm sure they had a. I'm sure they had a
contract.
meeting that week going over everybody's incentives.
Yeah, there's no way you don't know that.
It was
And if
Steven.
he doesn't know that, he needs to
Steven.
fucking retire or step off the fucking
He
stool.
definitely knew that shit.
Steven knew.
It was Steven.
It was Steven.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I think Jerry Jones is a great businessman, but he has no reason being the owner of the Cowboys anymore.
No, he doesn't need to be the general manager. Why
Okay,
He's the general manager.
okay. First of all,
The general manager.
If we're going to talk about bad owners anywhere, it needs to start in Chicago because that 98-year-old woman needs to do something. The Packers don't have an owner, and Jerry is probably halfway down the list of being a bad owner. Is he a bad GM?
That's what I meant to say, GM.
Absolutely.
But
when you own the team, you can make your own decisions.
do you think he'll ever
That's
hire?
the beauty of it.
You think he'll ever hire a general manager?
No, he said it.
No, he'll just promote his son.
He said, why would I buy the team and not control it the way I want to?
Is he the only owner that's ever done that?
I'm probably not.
Been the general manager?
No, I mean, there's.
How much money is he saving there? You think a half?
You could see. No, it's more than it. Paying a GM is a lot of money. I mean,
Like how much you think?
A good GM's making $5 million a year.
More than that, probably.
Probably more.
More than that.
So you've got what is it? I mean that the Browns owner came down and basically said,
you're about right.
We're gonna offer. Yeah, it's not crazy.
Nick Casario, the Texans make $6 million.
That's high, and he's
probably one of the best.
Howie Roseman.
Yeah, Roseman, and then basically, how much is John Lynch getting paid?
Is that the Niners?
Yeah.
I don't know. Niners have been a pretty consistent franchise in our life.
It just says Google AI makes $3 to $5 million per year.
Yeah, they probably have escalators in it for. But I mean, you've got the one who I don't understand is still around is the Colts GM. I don't see how that. Huh?
No, Jim Irsay is the owner.
Irsay's the owner.
Yeah, I forgot his other name. Yeah.
I don't know how he's still there.
The Texans owner used to be horrible, and then it just flipped.
Well, Cal, Mr. McNair,
No, Cal used to be bad. Everybody used to hate his ass, and then the team started winning.
Well, Cal kind of came off as an idiot because he said some.
Yeah, he let fucking Bill O'Brien fucking be the GM and head coach,
he said some stupid things beforehand too. And
he trades D-Hop to the Cardinals,
and he signed off on that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. His wife came into the picture, and then all the shit kind of started going good.
Yeah.
She kind of does the press conferences and all that.
You make the right hire, and it works. But you just got to get lucky and stuff like that. I mean, you can see when you hire a right coach like Kevin O'Connell, Matt LaFleur.
D'Amico Ryans.
I don't know. The problem is with CJ Stroud and the way he's played this year helps because now the heat is off for the OC and what's his face going anywhere to get any coaching jobs.
Yeah, some people want him.
Want to go, finish up everything we need in order to become a high school football coach and apply for the Lufkin job?
No,
we can't. I mean, you have to be a teacher.
You don't think we can teach PE?
Haley's been working on it for a year and a half. No.
I think we can teach PE.
Jalen, you'd be a great PE.
I would want to teach PE.
I don't want to teach a classroom.
Just imagine Jalen and Coach Flowers.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Jalen would wear deodorant.
That was a horrible take. No, but you know how cool it'd be to be.
Put the balls up.
Yeah,
balls up.
Football coach at Lufkin.
How cool it would be?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
You could be a great history teacher, Jalen.
They went learn.
He'd have all the kids messed up.
They learn everything. I'm all about the education. But
who was the governor of Texas? Todd Dodge.
Todd Dodge was the governor of Texas. Hey, look, you want to talk about great? Todd Dodge, Riley Dodge. Those are some greats.
Hey, if we want to talk about great, here's a segue for you. Who should make the Hall of Fame? The Hall of Fame gets announced in 2 weeks. Baseball, it's everybody that like we grew up watching. You've got like Felix Hernandez, Curtis Granderson, Carlos Gomez, Adam Jones.
Thank everybody for tuning in and live from the Pines.
Trey,
I don't give a shit. Is Barry Bonds get in? Did he ever get in there?
No.
Well,
they put Craig Biggio in there yet?
They need to put Barry
Biggio
in there.
Yes.
Lance Berkman.
Roger
is
Clemens.
not.
Man, if they don't put Lance, that's my hero.
They have put Craig Biggio, or he's in the class?
Biggio's in.
Yeah, Biggio got in there a couple years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, he has 3,000 hits.
Yadier Molina is the best baseball player of all times.
Yachty?
Yes.
You've got.
He was on my wall.
I think Billy Wagner gets in this year, but like, just say yes or no. Should they be a Hall of Fame? I won't say all the names.
Let's talk about football.
I'll play with you.
Jimmy Rollins.
Yes,
Ball Rollins?
He played for the Phillies, didn't he?
Yes. Shortstop. Phillies.
Yeah.
Won World Series in.
I remember playing the game back in the day, and he was on the game. Yeah, Jimmy Rollins.
Exactly. Look, that's what I'm saying. We know these guys.
Yeah, I remember.
I know the Rawlings ball.
Yeah, sign him up.
Hey,
Rollins.
Didn't Ricky Henderson just pass away?
Ricky Henderson did pass away.
Yeah, he played for the A's, right?
A's. He played for the A's.
He played for the Yankees. He played for everybody. If you haven't looked at Ricky Henderson stats, it will blow you the fuck away. Someone can steal 120 bases a year for 20 years and still be like 700 stolen bases short of Ricky Henderson.
He has the most steals all time, doesn't he?
Most steals in a single season. Yes. There's a great oh God, I can't remember his name. He calls a bunch of baseball games. Ricky Henderson gets hurt one year, and Ricky always talked to the third person. He never like talked as as himself.
So you know Ricky real well. Like you and Ricky are tight.
Huh?
You and Ricky used to be tight.
He's talking about Ricky.
No.
I'm not talking about Ricky. I'm talking about Ricky Henderson.
That's what I'm saying. Ricky Henderson, like you know him real well.
No. But I'm saying this is the story coming from a player. He wins the bag title that year. He stole like 60 bases. Ricky calls him up at the end of the year going, "Hey, Ricky here." And he goes, "Hey, Rick, man, how's it going?" He goes, 60 stolen bases? Man, you should be ashamed of yourself. Ricky had 60 by the All-Star break and hung up on him.
It's like Jimmy Washington in The Ringer.
What's Ricky's 60 John?
Ricky's 60? I don't know if they retire him at 60.
It ain't messing with mine.
Ian Kinsler. Is Ian Kinsler a Hall of Famer?
He played for the Rangers.
Ian Kinsler, no.
All right, here you go. Here you go. You Texas homers. Tulo.
Yes.
Troy Tulo. He has
a Hall of Famer.
5 Gold Gloves.
Yes.
No. Tulo is not a Hall of Famer.
He was a Rocky. He did a lot for the Rockies.
He's got a 290 career, 361 on base percentage, just under 500 slugging. Like he's no.
How many more do we got?
Well, you got like Andy Pettit. There's 28 on the list. I'm not calling out 28.
Yeah.
28.
Deserves it. Andy was a hell of a pitcher. Yes, he deserves
Andy Pettit for sure. You remember Francisco Rodriguez, the guy that wore his hat like this, the closer?
Don't they all?
Who did he play for?
The fat guy?
Rays.
Yeah,
Huh?
I remember he's
He was fat. He's a little chubby.
He's Cuban, isn't he?
Yeah, or something.
He's dark complected.
I will not rest until Bartolo Colon is in the Hall of Fame.
Felix
I think that's
Hernandez.
what I'm thinking about. Yes.
He threw a sinker, didn't he?
Felix Hernandez is.
He threw a sinker.
Mariners.
Was it a sinker or splitter he threw?
I think he's the last person in baseball to throw a perfect game.
Did he throw a sinker or a splitter he was new for?
He had a changeup that was really good.
No, it was something else too.
No.
Every time he pitched, they had the Felix corner.
That ball,
Remember that?
Yeah.
Ichiro's on there. That's a no doubter. He's a Hall of Famer. He's the hit king of baseball. CC Sabathia.
Yeah, if a man has a belly like that and did what he did, You deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think CC's in. The biggest if of the whole thing, I think, is Dustin Pedroia.
He played for the Padres.
Played for the Red Sox.
Red Sox. Second baseman for the Red Sox.
Who was the one that played for the Padres? Dustin.
You're talking
Evan
about
Longoria? No, he played for the Rays.
The closer. Shit. Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
What about Evan Longoria? He in there?
Trevor Hoffman.
Evan Longoria in there yet?
Dontrell Willis.
Longo? No.
Dontrell Willis.
Michael Bourne.
The D train did not get into the Hall.
He
was on the ballot a couple of years ago. He did not.
What about Michael Bourne?
Michael Bourne? No. The two-time All-Star? Hey, so I got to tell.
Oh my God!
The first time Michael Bourne got elected to the All-Star game, I was at a home game at the Rangers. I just got the notification on my phone. This is probably, I think, 2012 when he got it, and I get the notification. He's in line coming down here. He's two people next to me. Notification comes up. Michael Bourne, first-time All-Star selection. He signs my ticket. I go, hey, man, congrats on the All-Star game. He goes, what? I go, yeah, you just made the All-Star team. He goes, holy shit, thanks. And he signs the next guy who runs the dugout. He didn't even know.
So
I got to tell Michael Bourne.
Did you get him on the podcast? So let's confirm that.
That was when he was playing center field for the Astros, I think.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I know
such a good relationship. You should be able to get him on the podcast, and we're going to ask him that question.
Let me call him up. He signed my ticket that I don't even know where it is now. And
you know what we forgot to talk about? I know you want to talk about the Hall of Fame, but you know what we forgot to talk about? College baseball. Top 25 is released.
Hey, you're talking about – why do you want to talk about college baseball? We're in the heart of college basketball. And I know someone took a tough loss tonight.
Did we lose again?
No. I'm looking at someone in our bottom right.
Oh, Kentucky beat them?
Yeah.
What was the score?
Like 70-81 or something.
Y'all didn't have y'all's best player, though, right?
No, he's still hurt.
Yeah, they didn't have their best player, so it doesn't count.
Yeah. He still lost, but it's a long year, long season.
Hey, we got crushed by A&M. So,
all right, let's talk college baseball. Top 25 is released. A&M's the number one team in the country. Florida was number 3, right?
As they should be. I think Florida's 10.
Oh. You said as A&M should be?
Yes.
Yeah. They're A&M might up and down their like
their lineup
every
is fucking stupid.
Yeah. There might not be a single person that hits under 300 in that lineup.
So,
Caden Kent is probably their worst hitter, and he raked in the College World Series and hit like 300 something last year. And that's their weakest player.
Where do the Fighting Jim Schlossen Eagles come in the rankings?
Number 19.
Yeah.
It's a huge swing in momentum. Like if A&M has a legit chance of winning that championship, their roster top to bottom is probably the best.
And I hope they do, but I don't think it's gonna be. It's gonna be how Michael Early, like first year head coach,
former University of Texas baseball coach Michael Early.
Yeah.
We should
How many hours is he there for?
We should go to that first series.
Didn't y'all's pitching coach stay at Texas though, right?
Who was his
pitching
name?
Coach for A&M?
Or was it Noah?
That big pitching coach y'all had that everybody wanted. Didn't he stay he stayed at Texas?
I don't know. I used to know this like 6 months ago.
I think so. Like the pitching coach y'all had last year, that everybody was like, y'all had like the best pitching
coach.
Yeah, he stayed at Texas, I think, with Slosh.
Oh, it's Fernando.
You mean he went to Texas?
Like he didn't leave when Early went back to A&M, like everybody thought he was.
Why would he? No, he went to Texas.
I didn't know. I'm saying that I was asking, did he stay or did he go back to A&M?
Did he stay? Did he go?
I seriously don't know. We were trying to figure it out.
Yeah, you do.
When do we play Texas A&M?
It's a dead ass question.
We play Texas A&M in April in Austin.
Yeah.
What day is it on?
They didn't want that series to be in College Station.
April 25th, 6th, and 7th. And then
is that a Saturday or what? Friday, Saturday?
It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Let's make it a trip.
I'm down. We go live from Dishwalk Field.
We get about 2 days before the trip. Oh man, I don't think I'm really going to go.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
What?
I'm going. I'll never miss an A&M Texas game that's in Austin.
Yeah, you want to talk about the last time we were at the A&M Texas baseball game? How your night went?
Didn't mean well. We lost.
No, I'm talking like the car ride home and like the exit of the stadium and the Airbnb and then the walk to the door gate.
No, I don't remember that.
Well, that Uber driver, she remembers all of it.
Yeah, I was kind of hot, but
hey, Jarrett Rayleigh's sitting there. He's like, it's just a game.
It's not just a game.
He kept going. Y'all make this more than what it is. It's just a game. And David just looked at him like,
yeah.
This is about our lives.
Well,
let's wrap it up. Anybody got something they want to talk about?
I'm good for me.
No, let's talk about what I want to talk about.
The Hall of Famers. Shout out to all the guys trying to get in the Hall of Fame. We wish you nothing but the luck. Live from the Pines had your support.
Votes are already in, so
if you sign Trey's ticket, call him. Get him when he gets you on the podcast. Trey has that ticket still. He's going to find it. It's somewhere at Jamie's house. He'll find it.
It is somewhere.
But thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Please do us a favor. Go follow, like, and subscribe to all socials. I think they're all live from the Pines, pretty much, I believe. Shout out to our guys at Zilker Belts. Use discount code PINES936 for all online orders. We hope y'all have a great week, and we'll be back before the national championship, I reckon. So thank y'all, and have a great night.